actually a pain in it.
Let me ask this question about, you say the Jews and they had it worse and things like that. I'm not going to go back and forth with who had the worst. But I'm gonna say it to you like this: they can go back home and you can't. Okay, so your name is Cheatham, your name is Caraway, your name is Wilson. We don't know what tribe we came from. We don't know what our religion was. We don't know anything. We can't go back home at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are Americans. Our home is Tennessee, New York, California. These different places. Only thing that I'm saying is, even if they fail, they can go back home.
Right.
If you from Italy, you fail in America, you can go back to Sicily. If you from China, you fail in America, you can go back to China. You can go back to Hong Kong. You can go back wherever you. Everybody got a home, but me. I don't know what tribe I come from. I don't know if I'm from Kenya. I don't know if I'm from Ethiopia. I know I ain't from South America. I mean South Africa. I'm too dark to be there. I just don't know. It's just like we don't know anything about culture, and when you cut that from you, and again, we've been so removed for 400 years. If you leave your house for a year and come back home, your mom know who you is. Your family remember you. If you come back 400 or 500 years later, they gonna be like, dude, if you don't get out my kitchen, I don't know you, dude. This food ain't for you. We ain't cooking for you. We don't know you, dude. So that's the difference between, I feel like the Jews, they can still go back home, get that money, and they can, you know what I'm saying, send it back. You know what I'm saying, to America if you going through hard times. And that's all I'm saying. Like, we don't have a sense to start. We don't have a culture to even lean on. So that's why we don't know whether to stick together or not. You know what I'm saying? When we came over from those ships, we got to think about this for a minute. Last story. When we came over from them ships, we ain't all just come from Kenya. They came from everywhere. Morocco, South Africa, all these different places. So can you imagine different tribes were beefing back then? Like, they didn't get along. You know what I'm saying? So you on a boat with a dude that's a Crip, I'm a Blood. Like, can you just imagine that for a minute? Like, we don't like each other. We don't speak the same language. We're not the same. Like, what? I was just shooting at you the other day. You know what I'm saying? Or I was just trying to kill you the other day. You know what I'm saying? They had their wars back then. So you get to America and you wondering why we don't all get along. We all never got along in the first place. Like, it's just mental thing that I'm trying to tell you, that I just think it goes so much deeper than just this conversation.
But I like to think this though, right? After 400 years of knowing that, no, we don't know what tribe we came from. No, we don't have no sense of mind, because, like I said, what they tried to destroy was our mind. But us being people of color, shouldn't we just be like, you know what, you're a person of color. You my N-word, or you're my family, or you're my brother, or you're my whatever you want to call them.
That would be nice, but I'm just trying to get
that's a perfect world. No.
Yeah, but that's the difference from, you know, like when you meet a person from Trinidad, they stick together like glue, okay? Yeah. African Americans are different from any different African in the world. I'm trying to get y'all to realize that our mind mentally is screwed. You know what I'm saying? We have loose screw psychological issues that we deal with on an everyday basis. Trinidadians stick together. I went to a Trinidad party. I was like, whoa, this is nice. Like, they own things. They all together. I met some islanders. I'm like, yo, people from London that stick together like glue, because that was their culture to stick together. You know what I'm saying? Like, African Americans, we have that screw missing somewhere psychologically that we need help. And I'm trying to tell you, it starts from then. I'm not saying use that as a crutch. We can't. We got to move. We got to think rich or grow. You know what I'm saying? We got to stick together. That is the answer. Stick together, you guys. That's the answer. But
yeah. Okay, I agree with you. That's where I'm at.
The Jewish people are in a good place.
Got
okay.
I got my mind racing. Like, I thought about 3-4 different things, man.
I know. Me too. I'm like,
it went so many different directions.
It's so good.
I mean, to get back to the subject, I mean, the question that I originally asked, we can't continue to use slavery as the crutch. And that's all it is a crutch. Something to hold you up because you can't sustain yourself without their support. So it's easy for me. I sell dope because these white folks don't want to give me no job. Well,
Right.
why didn't you graduate high school? Because a white person went past you? Like, no, you ain't do your work. Like, we use it as an excuse to be lazy. And I mean, it's frustrating. People robbing, stealing, killing. We're filling up the jails because we are uneducated. And I mean, truthfully, black people would like for all that stuff to stem back to us being oppressed and slavery. Now I'm like, we can't continue to use that. I have to pick myself up and do everything possible to ensure that my life is good in the future. And much like KD said, you and I don't know any slaves firsthand. We ain't shook not one slave hand. We ain't watched one person get whipped. None of this different stuff. We haven't witnessed it. They don't exist anymore. Like we can't use that as an excuse. We have to progress as a race. And I mean, the stuff that you were saying, Ray, about people sticking together, that really hit home.
Right.
Because it's the truth. Mexican people, they stick together, man. You better not mess with one. They might not even know each other, but they gonna get you. And white people, they stick together, and it's crazy. Some of them are just friendly for no reason. But like you said, I mean, they got everything. They ain't got no reason not to be friendly. You know what I'm saying? They should be happy-go-lucky. But majority of the time, a white person will do for you before a black person will. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm guilty. I'm more trustworthy of some other races than I am my own race. If I see a black dude that's sagging with his cap turned backwards and he got a flat, I'm not finna pull over and help this dude because he look like somebody that typically might rob me. You know what I'm saying? If it's a dude that's walking with a hoodie and sagging, like he looks like a threat. But that's because black people have gotten, like, as a race, man, we're so violent. And I mean, some of that probably stems back to a lot of stuff that we've discussed.
Right.
But you can only make so much of that account for your behavior in 2015. Like, it's an ongoing process. When is it gonna stop? Like, is it you just gonna keep robbing, stealing, killing? And like, it's crazy because a guy that I work with, who's a Caucasian guy, he said what black people need is a leader. He said, y'all ain't got no leader no more. He's like, Josh, you should be the next Martin Luther King. Like, y'all ain't got nobody like that no more.
Right.
You realize how black people stuck together when Martin, the Million Man Marches and all this different stuff, people were united. Malcolm X could get people to stick together. We ain't got that no more. Folks just freelancing.
You know what?
Well, I guess last thing I want to propose to y'all is, how do we correct the problem? How do we get the train back started up? Because just me personally, I feel like things have slowed. We progressed through slavery and getting it abolished, and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the train's speeding up, trains and stuff desegregated. All black people going to college, they're educating themselves, they progress. Now it's like we're getting our education, but feel like the train is slowing down. It's slowing down. I mean, we're intelligent. We got a black president, but black people are really hating each other. We're killing each other at all time high. We're filling up the jails. So what do we have to do to correct the problem? What do we have to do to get on top and claim our spot right next to all these other successful ethnicities? What do we have to do to, get things right? I'm gonna start with you, Katie. See what you think.
Togetherness. All through it, the other ethnicities, that's what it is. Them sticking together, being a community. Like us black people, we all about family, unless it's your family. I'm about my family, but I'm not about your family. Now, if we can get to where we're all about each other, where when I see somebody I don't know, where I don't feel intimidated by his life choices or how he chooses to wear his clothes, where it's like, you know what, that's my brother. I know it ain't gonna be nothing wrong, no hostility. So that's what it is we're gonna have to be able to stick together no matter how we look, and also change our mindsets, because that's what is holding us back. Because you're not going to change that guy's tire with a black hoodie on, long dreads, and sagging pants. You're just not going to help him. And that's the thing, not your mindset, but he's going to be able to have to change his mindset, and we're going to have to change ours. So that way we can learn to stick together and help one another. So that way that man can get his tire fixed and maybe go to the interview that he was trying to go to.
Yep. What you think, Ray? What is it going to take to right the ship, to correct the problem? What is it going to take?
I think it's a mindset. I think winning is something that you just have to have. You have to have a winning. I'm not going to lose no more. When you were being bullied as a kid, it came a point in time where you was like, you're not going to bully me no more. And that's the same type of mindset that, not just African Americans, but everybody in America got to have, where it's like, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing my family to the streets. I'm tired of losing my, just to these negative things that we're doing right now. I took a trip to Boston. I was on the north end of Boston, and it was mostly migrated, and a lot of Italians live in that area, and it's well accepted as well. It's like a lot of businesses out there, companies out there. So I'm strolling up the strip, and it's just a beautiful thing to see a culture just come together like this. And one of the craziest things was, like, the whole street is full of Italian restaurants, and then it's just this one little Chinese spot that just wanted to peek up and come into their community. And I'm like, let me go see what the Chinese spot hitting on. The sign said closed in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not Italian, you're not getting no money on this street. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry. Maybe you can take that to Chinatown, but you're not getting any money on the north end of Boston. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that the mindset that African Americans got to have. We got to take that mentality where it's like, you know what? We from North Memphis. Y'all going to give us the inner city? Cool. We're going to turn North Memphis into a beautiful place, and businesses where blacks can come here and you can go get you a sandwich, a Philly steak. You know what I'm saying? You can come get your clothes, and you can come get your shoes from here. You can shop here, and it's safe. It's a safe environment. Okay, you want to put us uptown in Buffalo, New York? Cool. We're going to turn the land that we do have, and we got to turn that land into opportunity. And it's another thing that I want to add. I said, America owes us. I still feel like that. I feel like they kind of owe us a little bit because we work for y'all. I started to think it's 41 million African Americans in America. Man, with $41 million, every African American can have $1 million. But no, don't just give us $1 million. Let's start a program. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for everything. Native Americans has land. They gave them land. They gave them casinos. You know what I'm saying? They gave them free education when it's time for them to go to school. They got their own land where they can do what they want on it. Same thing for us. Give us a $41 million project where we can go into these inner cities and we can build these rec centers, and we can have these after-hour places where we can teach mothers how to be better mothers, and we can have these programs, because like everywhere in the white community, there's a Boys and Girls Club where they teach these kids, how to stay out of trouble. There's a Girl Scouts and a Boy Scouts that teach them how to fight fires and all of these cool things that help them develop to be great, citizens and humans, to the point where they know how to even hunt and fire and all these cool things. We need those programs. So we need like a $41 million program where we can, go into these communities and actually change it, because we do need help. I'm sorry to say this, but African American, we gonna need a little bit of help, because I was able to get help to start my life, and I thank the government for it, and I thank the military for it. I got help. So everybody, when you have that much money, again, too much is given, much is required. If you rich, come help these people, not just black people. Help Mexicans, help the white people in the trailers. Whatever. Help. We love can cure all of this. Love, LOVE.
Well, I feel like the things that need to change, and Tim, I'll let you elaborate after me, is the mindset, like you and KD both said. Definitely got to change their mindset. The black family needs to come back. The family, it needs to come back. And regarding the money, the program part, I agree with you on, but like giving each black person like $1 million.
No, don't do that.
Bentley, baby.
No, don't give us the big, but $1 million for every American. Just put it in the pot for a program. Not no give.
Okay.
You know how much
I've been saying we're gonna have a whole bunch of people buying a whole bunch of Newports and putting rims in their cars and fresh weeds. Like a lot of people gonna blow that money.
No, don't give us. Let's make a program for it.
But
Some land.
I feel as though black people have a complex to where we think that we don't even have a right to the same thing that white people have a right to. Like that has to change for us to right the ship. I mean, it always trips me out. I kind of chuckle when I think back to like when the first time Tim came out to my parents' house, and he was like, "Dang, bro, y'all got a lake. You know, you got a lake." I'm like, "Tim, that ain't a lake, bro. It's a pond." And he like, "Man, y'all got a big house, bro. My house, man." I'm like, "Dude, if I took you down the street and let you see my daddy friends' houses, man, you think we lived in a trailer." But it's just due to what he's exposed to. And I'm pretty sure living in Nashville, like Tim, like look at the world is like he is. He could do whatever. But it was just due to the fact that he came from a specific area, and when you're only exposed to so much, and I'm pretty sure he can attest to it, like his brothers probably ain't never been fishing, been hunting, did stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm just speculating. But when you're only exposed to so much different stuff, you only expect so much out of life. I gotta rob, I gotta steal, I gotta sell drugs, I gotta gang bang, because that's all it is out there. And like as a black community, it's so many people that are growing up in these environments where they aren't exposed to anything. And you know, unsuccessful parents lead to unsuccessful children who have other unsuccessful children. And the chain never breaks. It's continuing. And you know, that's why I'm so grateful for, you know, my parents bring me up and exposing me to things of that nature. And even the friends that I've been around, I've learned so much from Tim. Just from his mindset, I've drew so much from, like, I've gained so much knowledge just from having him as a friend. But that mindset that, you know, white people deserve it because they're white, you know, that mindset has to change. And I mentioned the family because I feel like that's a staple in the white community. They put marriage up there really high. And some people don't feel as though that factors in, but I feel like it's a huge thing. It's so many statistics that support, you know, a family that, a child that grows up in a family that has a mother and a father in the household is so much more prone to be successful because they're well rounded. It's stability. You have two incomes instead of one. And I mean, that child grows up seeing this father, you know, provide, you know, all this nourishment and nurturing this mother. Is just the way the household should be. Y'all know I'm religious, but that's just the way, you know, it's supposed to happen. And the woman is the helpmeet. And so they're seeing how the community is actually supposed to function. And this type of stuff is going on in the white community all the time. Y'all probably can name on both hands a woman that has a child that ain't married and ain't even with the baby daddy no more. I mean, we have these people in our family. I got close cousins. Y'all have sisters, brothers, cousins, nieces, nephews. And that's a problem. That's a huge issue within the black community. And it has to be addressed. And, you know, I feel like that's one of the major things. Once that happens and we start, you know, building the family back up and pushing education and things of that nature, you weed out some of the goons. There were bad people back in the day. You know, it wasn't like it wasn't drug dealers that existed, but it's like 10 times worse than it was in like the 60s. You know, it's just at an all-time high. And I feel like, you know, changing those things, changing the mindset and addressing the black family will be one of the things that'll get some of these thugs and things of that nature off the streets and better our communities. You know, Tim, I'll let you finish it up for us. What's your thinking? What will it take for it to get better?
Honestly, like everything all y'all said, all y'all had pretty good perspectives on a solution. You know, I was just over here chuckling off what Ray said. It sounded like, you know, Ray was bringing up all these numbers. You know, it's 500 million black people, and you get $1 million, blah blah. I'm gonna let y'all know what Ray really wrong. Ray want his 4 acres in the mute. You know, so I'm just gonna tell you just like it is. Ray want 4 acres in the mute. All these, you know, 10,000 divided by 2,000. All this, it's good. Ray want his land and he want his cow.
Yes, sir.
On a more serious note, man, you know, it's to me it sounds like a handout, you know, and like you said, they owe us that, but you know, if they owe us that and they gonna give us something in return, then every time somebody gave me something, then they expected something else in return. So if they give us 4 acres in the mute, it's something come behind it, dog. It just sounds too good to be true. I don't know if they can give us anything to make, you know, make the situation right for what they did. You know, it's impossible to make up 400 years. You know, you had to make up 400 years, you had to give 400 years, and nobody's getting 400 years. So I think what we have to do as black people, we have to stop being slaves, and we have to stop being racist ourselves. You know, I talked about this a little earlier about, you know, slavery and racism was the 2 main things, and they go hand in hand. And I told y'all we are slaves and we are racist ourselves. I mean, like Josh said, I ain't saying Josh racist, but you know, when Josh said, when he said a black man on the side of the road and he need his tire fixed, you got to snap back on and you saving your paying due. I'm not helping you fix your flat tire. I don't care if you is my next door neighbor. I don't care if you do stay down the street from me. But not saying Josh are racist, but I'm just saying black people, they don't like Mexicans. I know some black people that don't like Italians. I know black people that don't like Asians. You know, so we got to stop being so racist, and we got to stop being slaves to, you know, fame and money and being fresh. We got to stop being slaves to a title. You know, we got to start putting this money back in the community, or start putting this money back into investments, like own this stuff. Quit worrying about quit being a slave. Quit working all this overtime just to go pop bottles on the weekend, dude. You a slave. Quit working all this overtime to get fresh, and I gotta have the lace front weave with the eyelashes and all this stuff. Quit doing this stuff. You just, you know what I'm saying? It's messing up. There's no growth in doing that. And another thing I wanted to say, you know, one of my favorite quotes of all time is Harriet Tubman quote. She said, I tried to free 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. We got to look in the mirror, like I said earlier, we got to know that we are slaves, and we got to want to be free. If we don't want to be free, we will never be free. We got to want it. You know what I mean? We got to make something. We got to create something. We got to take something. And one of my best friend's favorite quotes, his quote is, when life give you lemons, squeeze the hell out of it. And don't stop squeezing it. Keep squeezing the hell out of it and just make something. Make anything. Make what you want it to be. And that's what we gotta do. We gotta squeeze the hell out of the lemon and make something. Make anything. Make what we want to make. We ain't gotta make no lemon juice. We ain't gotta make lemonade. We ain't gotta make lemon cake. You make what you want to make, dog. And that's what we gotta do as black people. We gotta start squeezing the lemon.
Who is that? Before you close it out.
That's my boy KD quote.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Katie, get your quote.
Yeah, I mean,
remember, Tim, you used to be wearing your pants sagging. You know, J Bud, KD used to have a grill. I know I used to sag my pants back in the day. So all I'm saying is, you must hate yourself then. You know what I'm saying? Say this right here. The only way, you know what I'm saying, like, that we're going to be able to also, like you said, knock this different thing is, like, we got to understand that some people are still ignorant. Ignorant doesn't mean a bad thing. It just means they don't know. They have to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? Once they get exposed to this, you know, what we can do, we can't just, you know, we can help these kids. We can help these people if we get in there now. But if we just turn our back on them, you know, everybody, you know, they just need to learn. I had to learn. I had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Buffalo, New York. I remember from 9 through 12, you know what I'm saying? I was from Rodney, Central Park, a place, a hood in Buffalo, New York, where, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people was getting killed back then. I never left that block. That's all I knew was that little block, and I thought that was the world until I was exposed to something more. Until my mother took us and said, you know what? I'm tired of y'all being in the ghetto. I'm moving y'all to Memphis, and she moved us back to the ghetto. But it's okay. We moved back to the ghetto. It's okay. But she moved us, okay? And I'm just saying, when I started traveling the world, like with the military, and I've traveled the world on my own, I'm getting exposed now. And that's the only reason that changed me. Other than that, I'd have been a statistic. I'd have been a blockhead, just being honest.
That's it. The thing with that is, like, that individual that we discussed with the dreads and snapback to sagging, that we probably would help. That man might not know that dang, even though he got a pocket full of money, I shouldn't rob him. Like he might not really know. Like I'm so used to robbing people, but wow, you guys put on an awesome show. I mean, the things that you are brought to the table, it was very enlightening. You all taught me a lot of stuff that, I didn't even know, or things that I had never even thought about. It was just really cool to get you all's different perspectives on slavery and the state of the black community as a whole. Two things jumped out to me from everything that we discussed, and both of them came from, Ray, which is ironic because me and him kind of bickered a little bit and disagreed on different things. But one of the things that he said that really stuck in my mind was that no one did any jail time. No one served any time for any slavery. It's like there were no penalties for the parties that were responsible for, committing this heinous crime and this injustice that has impacted history ever since. I mean, I don't even know what to think about it. That was just something that I had, never thought about. That was just crazy. And I mean, another thing that he mentioned too was just like in regards to all the other people that were slaves at one point or locked up, like Jewish people were in concentration camps due to, Germans enslaving them and the Nazis and stuff like that. Japanese people were slaves at one point. Just a lot of different people have dealt with slavery. But much like he said, they've been able to go back to something. And we can never go back. I don't know who the original Wilson was, and I'm not a Wilson. That's just a name that was given to me. And I mean, it almost kind of made my heart sink. Like, dang, man, you don't even really know who you are. None of us really know who we are. We know who we are today, but we don't know who we were derived from. We can do the ancestry checks and all this different stuff, but it ain't the same. We don't know what part of Africa we came from, or if we even came from Africa. Because I mean, I have Native American in me. We don't know where our true roots are from. But I guess I'll just go around and let everybody say one thing that maybe jumped out to them, and we'll go ahead and close it out. We'll start with Ray. What was something that was said that really impacted you?
Well, I guess, what really impacted me is the fact that we're done with the excuses. We're no longer taking, we're stuck, this happened. We know what happened. It's a scab that we have to peel. It's one of those scabs that nobody likes to go back to, and I'm ready for us to, to make this step forward. And for every African American out there, just realize that, or anybody, I don't care, even if you're white and you down, you can do whatever you want. You can make the change that you want. It's all about the mindset. Winning spirit. Everything you do, once you get tired of just getting your behind, you'll do something about it. Once you're tired of losing, you'll do something about it. And, and for all our African Americans that's out there, just understand that you're beautiful. You don't need to change who you are. You do not need to, bleach your skin. You're beautiful the way God made you. And it's time for us now those that were last to be first. And it's time for us to really take advantage and come together as a community and start making things happen.
Awesome. Katie, what are some of your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. One thing I wanted to say was, Ray, you opened up my mind whenever you did say something about the Jews. Violently, they were handled in a worse way, but the mind was taken from us, and that's something that I can't you're right on that. I opened up to see the mind is what you take from a person, because you can beat their family and all them to death, but if you take their mind and let them live, that's what hurts the most. So I took from that is for us to change our mind, for us to ask God to renew our minds and the right spirit, so that way we can walk upright. And that's something that I realized that was worse, and that's what happened to us. Our minds was taken from us. So that's my final thoughts. Stick together, be a family. Let's change our minds and do what we got to do for each other right now.
And last but not least, Mo Pre, aka Timbo, aka Mr. Brown Polo, aka Mad Martian with the headphones. What's your final thoughts, man?
AKA the Guru. Sir,
Mogul, baby.
Well, nah, man. Like Ray said, man. You know, no excuses. You know, it's cool to talk about the past and talk about slavery, and slavery is very important. But it's insignificant to the next 5 million years. You know, it's very important and it's very effective and all that stuff. But for the next 5 million years, it'll be very insignificant. So I just want to let everybody know out there. Sometimes life is like driving a car. Sometimes we so busy looking in the rearview mirror. We so busy looking in the, making sure, oh, am I in the right lane or is somebody driving me too close? Just look forward and keep driving, baby. Keep focus on the rearview mirror more. Focus on the windshield more than you focus on the rearview mirror and the side mirror. That's all I'm saying, guys. It's okay to peek back in now and then and take a look. You know what I'm saying? Pull over to the side of the road and all this stuff. But just keep driving, baby. Keep driving. Look forward all the time, baby. Let's get it. Mo Pre, the Guru. We out, baby. Yeah, baby, let's go.
It's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better. Y'all might as well keep tuning in because every week we coming with something crazy.
Y'all, treat your neighbor the way you want to be treated. Love black people just like you love white people and Indian people. And let's just all get along. Like my uncle said. My Uncle Stanley, rest in peace. Lord rest his soul. You do me right, I do you right. That's factual opinion, name. We out.
Gang, man.
Woo! But if you do me wrong, I'm gonna tell you right now.